The World Bank has warned that more than a third of Afghans no longer have enough money to feed themselves. Last month, donors pledged more than $2 billion for immediate support for Afghanistan. Its economy was dependent on foreign grants that were cut off after the Taliban takeover, and with rising concern over how their policies on women and girls there. It seems little prospect that kind of assistance resuming. Sikandar Kamani reports from Kabul.
We're on one of Afghanistan's only cancer wards. Here's where you can see the impact aid is having and why more is needed. 5-year-old Fazle Rahman has a stage 4 tumour. Treatment that will extend his life is free, with the Red Cross funding essential hospital services. But his father, a farmer from the remote west of the country, is struggling to pay for the drugs he needs. I've been borrowing money from everyone I know to try and get enough to pay for my travel here, a place to stay, and for the medicine. International funding used to cover 3/4 of public spending here. Since the Taliban took over, that's been cut off and the country's foreign reserves frozen. Patients like this woman are selling everything they own to pay for medicines that in the past would have been provided for free.
Unfortunately, we didn't have enough sufficient budget.
What's your budget now in total for the department?
For the total department, we didn't have. Just only for our salary we have budget. For other item, we didn't have any budget.
So you mean your budget is zero?
Budget is zero, yeah.
There is an urgent need to save lives here, but also to go beyond that and help ordinary Afghans build a more sustainable future. The international community, though, are still grappling with whether or not to do the key things that would be necessary to achieve that, unfreezing Afghanistan's foreign reserves and resuming wider development funding. These are decisions made all the more difficult by the fact that Taliban are growing increasingly hard-line. It's the most vulnerable who are suffering. On the edge of Kabul, a camp for families left displaced by violence. The children here can't afford books or uniforms, so attend community-run classes instead of the local government school. Life here was never easy. Now it's getting even harder.
Things are getting worse. My mom can hardly find enough bread for us. Now she's getting sick.
Outside a bakery, dozens wait for free bread to be distributed by a local charity. Teenage girls aren't allowed back to school by the Taliban, but they're also going hungry. Sometimes my children eat, sometimes they don't, one woman cries. Sikandar Kamani, BBC News, Kabul.